Our world is constantly going to be jogged by the consequences of this inequity that characterizes our world. And so we see Occupy Wall Street and other instances that are saying, please, please, please wake up to the truth that the path we are treading now is leading to self-destruction. How is it possible, friends? How is it possible that we can continue to tolerate governments, our governments, spending billions on budgets of death and destruction, when we know that a minute fraction of those budgets would ensure that children everywhere had clean water to drink, had enough food to eat, had a decent home in which to live, that they would have adequate health care and an education. When will it sink into our heads that the path on which we are treading now leads to perdition? That if we do not care about our environment, then we mustn't be surprised that it all goes poof. Not in some distant future. 2 or 3 years ago, I was in a service to mark World Climate Day in Tromsø in Norway. And they had 3 people give a testimony, 3 women. And by the pulpit they had a pillar of ice that was melting. Wonderful way of making preachers be aware of the length of their sermon. And the one person who got up to speak was a woman bishop from Greenland. She said, our life is changing drastically. Polar bears can no longer walk on the ice. It's so thin. They sink and they drown. We can't go out fishing or we can't skate. And another woman from the South Pacific said, the level of seawater is rising and the trees on our islands, contaminated by salt sea water, are dying. And a young woman from Nigeria said, there is a huge rivalry amongst our tribal peoples for the remaining pasturage. Climate change is not something that is still on the horizon. It is here now. And public faith is to awaken in us a reverence for who we are, in our reverence for where we are. You and I and all of us are members of one family, the human family, God's family. Martin Luther King Jr. said, unless we learn to live like brothers, if he was here, he would have added, and sisters. Unless we learn to live like brothers, we are going to perish together like fools. God, help us. Help us. Help us to know that we are members of one family. We're going to swim or drown together.